here from Netbook News, and it's the first day of CES, and we've managed to show up here at the Lenovo booth bright and early to get a hands-on with the IdeaPad Hybrid U1. And we saw this last year. We got pretty excited. And you guys have done a lot of work pulling it together to make it a really, really interesting device.
Yeah, no, we really wanted to update. I mean, last year's version you saw was based on our own Skylight interface, but since Android is the future, we wanted to completely rework it based on it.
So we've got two CPUs in the unit itself. On the bottom, it's going to be the CULV, and on the top, it's the Snapdragon 1.3.
That's correct.
And do we know what type of CULV is going to be in the bottom?
It's going to be Core i5 based, but we're going to have different models available depending on where it's sold. That is not settled yet, but it does have the capability of running whatever CULV based on what the market wants inside.
Okay, very cool. So do you think we could get a demo of the spring-loaded top in action?
Absolutely. So what you got here is a basic Windows PC when it's together. People do want the familiar Windows experience, but yet, of course, the world is moving to a slate-based architecture or model. You see that when I switch that switch over, it very quickly switched into our Android mode, and then I'm able to slide it out, and then I've got a full function Lenovo overlay on top of Android. So this is our Skylight interface where I can, with a 4-pane mode, access a lot of commonly used functions. For example, I've got music. I've also got our Lenovo customized interface here. I've got a standard version of apps, and every Android thing that you would expect. For example, there is Angry Birds. There's an e-reader here if I want to play some music.
It was assigned to me this morning to follow.
You can hear that it is very nice and loud, high-quality speakers inside. And then if I want to choose a different album, I'm able to click through and choose a different piece of art that I want to listen to.
Now, is this a Lenovo media player, or is this an Android media player? Can you choose whatever type of media player you want, or is it still
So in this interface, this is a Lenovo media player interface. But again, here as you see, flip the other way, you do have access to be able to install all sorts of different Android apps. So you will be able to put in whatever you would like to do.
And where does the Android marketplace?
So when this initially announces in China, the Android marketplace doesn't yet exist in China. And beyond China, when it gets to the US and other parts of the world, that's still being determined. So in China, you'll be able to use a Lenovo app store in order to be able to sideload different apps.
And do we have an estimated price point for its release in China yet?
No, we don't at this point.
Nothing yet, so we don't know how much it's going to cost. All right, is there anything else that you can show us on this unit that might be a little cool?
Yeah, well, what's also cool about this is it does have a 2-megapixel camera built into the top. This button itself is a familiar Android button, but we've also added swipe capability, so I can swipe forward to bring the essentially the right-click function, if you will, back by swiping down. I can also swipe sideways or hit the physical button in order to go to the home interface.
And for battery life, we're looking at about 8 hours of web browsing?
Yeah, about 8 hours of web browsing. If you're watching media, for example, you want to watch a movie, we're expecting, for example, about 6 roughly hours of battery life while you're actively watching something.
And while we're using the CULV portion, like when it's in keyboard mode?
Yep, let me go ahead and put it back. When it is in keyboard mode, or excuse me, in standard Windows mode, we are expecting, and you can see as soon as I slide the switch that activates it, we're expecting about 4 hours of battery life roughly on this system.
Now, if we take a closer look at the keyboard, you can see it's got the traditional IdeaPad kind of keys with the lower lip at the bottom, and it's the island style. And we've got like a nice rugged kind of textured palm rest, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the big things too is the island style keyboard is very popular right now, but we are known for our keyboards. So these do have the dips in them, so it's more comfortable as you're typing over a longer period of time. And as you mentioned, yes, the textured palm rest. When it's closed or together, you're going to look at right around 4 pounds worth of system, maybe a little bit less.
So why don't we just take a quick walk around the system closed. So we're going to have an HDMI. There's your headphone jack. We have a fan. It's actually not too bad for having a slate and a CULV bottom. Nothing around the back. There's the PSU. Then we have another USB. And then this button here is for...
that happens to be the wireless on-off switch.
Wireless on and off. And what kind of connectors does the slate itself have?
Well, let's show you here. So again, you see how quickly it transitions the mode. So So if you look at the side here, it's clean on this side. Of course, we've got the bottom connector as well as charging for the battery. You've got your headphone port here. On this side, we've got wireless on and off switch. We've also got the power switch, and then the very important physical volume switches.
All right, perfect. So we're looking forward to seeing this come out in the U.S. market, and I might take a quick trip over to China to pick it up early.
I agree with you. This is a really cool product, and we're really proud of what we did over the last year and think this could be wildly successful.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks.